confirm if you like if I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
All right, thank you. Right. So basically, uh, penetration testing is is an audit, you can say, where we test from the from a security point of view. So basically, they give us uh, rights to hack into the application. um, there's an NDA as a pre-engagement process that is to be signed by both the entities, that any information that has been found during the engagement, okay, is to be kept secret or is to be submitted to the organization, right? So let's say during the engagement, like if there's an SQL injection vulnerability that we have found where we are able to exfiltrate. So basically, exfiltrate meaning uh, push the data out of the network and you know provide it to people who are not not provided. I won't use the term providing. I would use the term stealing it. Okay, so stealing the data is the uh, uh, is the term I should use. So basically, that is to not be done. Like if we are able to steal the data, that data is to be submitted to the organization that we were able to do so and so things, right? So either we submit the data to them, or we keep it secret, that this is how thing happened, and we have to anyhow we have to report it to them that this is the issue that we have found. We have to also submit the technical report where there is the entire description about how things happened. Like uh, there is the login. Let's say there is a login functionality in the web application, and some of our security professionals were able to get into the admin access, like get into the website as an admin user, right? We have to take the evidence entirely, like process by process, that first we did this, then we did this, then we did this, and then we did this, which led us to this vulnerability. Now, vulnerability here means this security weakness. Okay, so there is this short abbreviation called VAPT, which is vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So there is a difference between vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. One is vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, where the difference is vulnerability, uh, where in vulnerability assessment we only find security weaknesses. So it is about the detection. That is it. In vulnerability assessment there is detection, while in penetration testing, detection and exploitation, right? So we found that there exists an SQL injection vulnerability in so and so place. Let's say login, right? In login we have SQL injection vulnerability. How could we determine? We were able to determine it via the error page. Okay, because that is how SQL injection works. Okay, ideally. So it is a generic way to identify if there exists an SQL injection vulnerability. Okay, so if there is a error, SQL syntax error, it means that there is a SQL injection vulnerability over here. But in penetration testing, we exploit that vulnerability. Okay, exploit it to fetch the database, the information of the database. Let's say users, let's say credit card information, let's say their personal details, okay, personal identities. So the entire thing is to be noted down. We have to take the evidences, and in penetration testing we have to get in, like we have to see that how much we can get into the organization. So penetration testing can be like this. so let me give you an example of vulnerability assessment again. There's a login, uh, and then we are able to generate an error, which is SQL injection. SQL syntax error. Okay. Here we were able to identify that it is a vulnerability. It is an SQL injection vulnerability, right? But then in penetration testing, like if we are doing penetration testing, we will exploit that SQL injection vulnerability to find what are the usernames and passwords, right? So once we are able to gain username and passwords, we will be able to log in to that particular user. Now let's say the admin username passwords are not in the database. There's another database which is not linked here, right? And then we are able to log into the normal user, and then we are able to escalate our privileges, escalate from a user to an admin user, right? That is a privilege escalation. Okay, then we are able to escalate the privileges to admin user, and admin user then have a functionality to upload files, right? So then we are able to upload arbitrary file, like we are able to upload any file. It can be PHP file, it can be dot python file, which as we upload file it gets executed, right? So let's say we uploaded a malicious file that gets executed. So that file is a file that gives us the shell access of that server. Okay, shell access of that server. Now when I say we get a shell access, it is sort of a command prompt access, right? Where we are able to run commands on that server. So now we have crossed the limit of application. Now we are talking about the server level. Okay, now we are able to execute certain operating system commands, right? And then um, uh, and there we are as a user of that uh, uh, of their operating system, and then again we are able to escalate our privileges as a root user of the operating system. Now when I say we are a root user, we are the owner of that particular operating system, right? I guess there's someone whose mic is turned on. It is Shivam, I guess. Thank you so much, Shivam. So that is how penetration testing works. So in vulnerability assessment, you just find that okay, there is this error, and because of this error, it is an exploitation vulnerability there. There are possibilities, there are probabilities that we might able to hack into or exploit the vulnerability. But then again, when we exploit the vulnerability, it is a part of penetration testing. So we do penetration testing to understand how deep we can get into the infrastructure. So then we are so then we when we own that particular web server, then what is the next step? The next step is to uh, gain access to other servers in the infrastructure, right? So let's say there is a database server as well, and then there is let's say API server as well somewhere running, right? So using that privileges, we then start searching about the other servers that are in the infrastructure, and then we try to do the same process here, right? So this is penetration testing, and we create the entire report of this, which so these reports are developer friendly, these reports are DevOps friendly, network friendly, network guys who are managing the infrastructure, right? It is friendly. When I say friendly, it means that they are able to consume these reports, they are able to easily understand these reports, right? So uh, and why it is for them, so that they can fix these issues. So let's say there is SQL injection vulnerability, we will give this report to the developer and will ask to fix this issue, right? And then we will ask the developer to fix the privilege escalation vulnerability as well, where we are able to get access as an admin right? So there are two vulnerabilities over here. The third vulnerability is the upload vulnerability, where we are able to upload any file which we want, right? And then when we upload this file, we are able to execute commands. This should not happen, and this is the responsibility of the developer, right? So after that, like then we have access to the a single user of that web server. There we are also able to escalate our privileges as a root user, right? Here comes the role and responsibility of the DevOps engineer or the system administrator, right? So this report is also then being sent to the system administrator or the DevOps guy, and then he sees that where is this issue and what does the report says, how to fix it. Then they do it, and then we check it again. Okay, so here our developers fix the issue, our um, DevOps guys or our system administrators fix this issue, and later uh, we revalidate it. This is also called as retesting. Okay, so then we do retesting, and then later on we confirm that okay, this vulnerability is fixed now. And then in the report as well, we mention that this is the vulnerability, this is the weakness that was completely fixed, and now we are now we can give a go ahead to live the application, right? Ideally, the average time of an average size application is 1 week. Okay, is 1 week to test, right? So the so if the product owner is planning to also do security testing, they have to take 10 days in buffer. Okay, there are possibilities that we might exceed the these timelines, right? That due to technical glitch or unavailability of the requirements that required. Okay, or the features that are in the application is not working, right? So we usually do white box penetration testing, where we gather the entire information about the entire architecture where this application is hosting, right? So so that is how things work out, and that is how penetration testing is done. Okay, this is the quite general process to do penetration testing for mobile applications, for web applications, for network, right? So so yeah, that is from me. Is there anything you want to know more about social engineering, or if you want to know more about penetration testing? So I guess I'm open for the questions now. Are we? All right, we all
Hello.
yeah. Hello, do we have questions?
चैट सेक्शन ओपन कर सकते हो क्या? वहाँ क्वेश्चंस लिख देंगे सब.
Sorry. Question answers me. Let me check. Okay. Pratham says how to prepare for OSCP examination. So for OSCP examination, you can take free labs of Hack the Box. You can try the platform called as Try Hack Me as well. Uh, these two um, these two are the platform where you can prepare for OSCP. Another good tip I would like to share is get in touch with someone who have completed OSCP already. Okay, and you can take guidance from them as well. Another thing is you can also join the preparation groups. There are few preparation groups on Discord. You can join. You can search. You can search about them. There are preparation groups on WhatsApp as well. Probably you can find them on LinkedIn. You can find it through Google Dorking as well. So you have to go through those things. Okay. Priyam has a question. Any live report you can show us? I'm sorry, I cannot show you any live reports. There are a lot of formats you can. There are a lot of formats you can check it online. Uh, there are lot of such templates available. You can simply Google them and you can get them. Okay, there are variety of different formats. Every organization have their own format, or probably they go through the generalized, very generalized format as well. So you can do that. Balaji, I have doubt in single APK injection method. Okay, what is that method? Then we have Ashutosh. He says how penetration testers are hired, like job interviews or skill hackathon kind of things, or by checking certificate. Ashutosh, this is very nice question you have. So basically, penetration testing as a uh, as a job requires some knowledge on it, like some hands-on things you should have. Okay, you should have some hands-on. You should have some experience with that, right? And by experience, I'm not saying professional experience. By experience, I mean to say you should have your own blog. First of all, you should have your own blog where you should blog, definitely blog. If you want to get into penetration testing, you should have your GitHub repository where you can showcase your skills. Okay, so definitely you need skills to do this, irrespective to the certificate. Okay, certifications are only required if you want to get into big fours or if you want to get into MNCs, right? Because they ask for certificates, right? uh, I me if you ask me, I am into I am into penetration testing. I'm into hacking since I was in 10th standard, like not officially, but yeah, I started hacking uh, since then, right? But then I took this as a challenge. Like I was young, and being young, like it it was not good for me. Like for me, there are people, but it was not good for me to ask for money to my parents to have this certification done. So I said that okay, I don't want any certifications. I started working without certifications. uh, I have cracked a lot of machines as well on OSCP. I have my own, I started null chapter in Ahmedabad as well. We have a lot of knowledge base there on YouTube. We have a lot of knowledge base on null.community, https null.community. It is a website, it is a community. So yes, you should also join community to justify that you have worked before, right? You should be able to understand what is OWASP top 10, right? So OWASP is a standard which usually a lot of organization ask for. So you should at least know, and you should have hands-on experience with OWASP top 10. All right. So that is the thing you can have in your portfolio, in your resume, to get started with the job. All right, because in penetration testing, they definitely look that what skills do you have, right? And if you don't have any experience, they won't hire you. Like I also get a lot of people. They're ready to work for free as well, but I don't want them to work because they don't have skills. And penetration testing and security is a field where it is a lot of wastage of time to train people from zero. I mean, from zero. So if you have certain skills, if you have things it is easy to train those people. Okay, so that's the thing. And if you have certification, it is a good thing, right? It is an add-on, definitely. Okay. Then how to hack a drone? Okay, so if you want to hack a drone, understand how the drone works.
Hello.
Uh, Kavinesh says that, is there any penetration testing checklist and threat detection for mutual authentication protocol in mobile devices? Penetration testing checklists. So yes, there are penetration testing checklists. It depends what sort of penetration testing you want to do. Okay. Uh, Threat detection for mutual authentication protocol in mobile. Uh, there are mechanisms, but there are yes, there are mechanisms, but there are not as such threat detection. But yes, like if you enter wrong password, or if you give the wrong OTP, or if your authentication token is not correct, um, if your authentication token is not correct, there are ways, like if multiple times it is not detecting, or if it is not authenticating multiple times, probably it is a threat, right? So there are these simple ways to detect the threat. And the similar thing is also for the web application. The similar thing is also anywhere if there is an authentication. Okay. And then how to prepare for OSCP examination, and the reply is of Saurabh. He says bug hunting versus penetration testing. Okay. Balaji says, sir, is there any chance for single APK injection method? I don't know what is single APK authentication injection. Not really very sure what is it. Please be really clear about the question you want to ask.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Balaji.
Sir, is there any chance to penetrate Android mobile through images, sir?
Through images.
Yes.
It
Like
depends, again, it depends on the feature of the application. So let's say there is uh, let's say there is a cross-site scripting vulnerability, right? And when you upload a file, an image file with the name as cross-site, like with the name that runs a JavaScript, probably that is how you can do it. Or else, if there are tools that are parsing the image, so that there is this vulnerability called image tragic. Okay, where you upload a file which is a PNG file, and when that image is executed, there is an OS command injection. There's an OS command that executes behind, right? So you craft the image in a way that gets that runs the OS command, and it gives you the it executes the command in the backend. So yes, there are ways. So but again, like, it depends upon the features. Does that answer your question, Balaji?
yeah, yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Okay. Anyone have any questions? Any questions?
I guess there are no more questions, sir.
All right. All right. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable presence and sharing your knowledge. I hope so. It will obviously help us in this in future. Thank you for taking out time for us, sir.
Thank you, thank you. And if you want to get connected, if you have any questions, you can connect to me on LinkedIn, and we can talk further. Right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
You can search my name, Bhashit Pandya, BHASHIT and you will get it. It's linkedin.com/in/Bhashit-Pandya, right? Thank you. Bye.